you know how much I love the ocean, how much I go diving, and every time I've dived in the same spots in the last 5 years, and I've seen. And this year, for the first time, there's a picture I put up of a coral bed that was half dead, and the other half have started sprouting with a little bit of colors now. So it's, and I talk about it, I get goosebumps, and it's ridiculous. Like this stuff like this, I weep in the water. Like the number of dives where I'll see something and I'll cry, and which is why I'm such a huge fan of what you're doing. And how long does it take to sort of research? Because you're talking about a topic that is universal.
But that's the thing. I have just come to realize that I'll never know exactly everything that I need to know.
Right.
I'm constantly learning, but I've realized my space in this conversation. Like, for example, it's very clear that I'm not someone who has actively worked on climate action for so long.
Correct.
I've been to one beach cleanup.
Okay.
Which is barely anything.
But that, okay. Right.
I have not done any work on the ground. I have not worked with non-profits. I've not worked with organizations. I've not actively done anything that I can show quantifiable change for.
Can I tell you what you could have done?
But I'm telling you, yeah.
Showers are probably...
No, fair enough. But that is where I've recognized my space. I recognize that I have reach and I have impact. So the fact that I get opportunities to be in these rooms where these conversations happen, I can take those conversations, break them down into bite-sized pieces and disseminate them into my audience. So I understand my role as that. I'm the mediator, and I say this to everyone.
But that's fantastic.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm very happy with that. I say this to everyone, that whatever conversation you want to make, please use my platforms for it, because I know I have an impact, and I've said this before, I have the best audience in the world. I have the best audience in the world.
In terms of, like, they
will listen, and they will speak to me.
And they're very loyal to you.
They're extreme, yes, but they always listen. And you know, so many of my friends, like Malika says this to me, Mithila says this to me, everybody, Kritika says this to me, that, you know, Prajakta, we've never had a hate comment from a mostly sane fan page. We've never seen them bringing anyone down. And I respect that, and that is my biggest strength online, and I know that that's rare.
But they reflect off you, I think, because you are that person.
Which is the community that I'm talking about. So if I have that, I know that I can use it for conversations to happen, even if those aren't my conversations.
But that's the thing, right? Someone very recently, not very recently, when I was doing chatting with Chino, told me that, yeah.
What is chatting with Chino?
Is how I started, where I just reached out to my favorite scuba divers in the world. And someone told me there that to be a marine conservationist, you don't have to have a degree. Yeah. You have to give a fuck about the ocean. Yeah. So even if tomorrow you tell 3 other people, like right now I was in Maldives diving, and there are these people who feed the sharks in the evening.
Yeah.
And then when they come to the shore, these little nurse sharks, they pet them. Right now, you don't realize is they have a protective layer on top of their skin.
It's like their sunscreen.
It's a sunscreen. So they can literally die over... And I was like, dude, that's me being a marine conservationist. I give a fuck. Which is... And at your level, now, imagine multiply that by 10,000, probably more.
Yeah.
Million.
Even if you say, guys, just stop doing X, Y, Z. On a daily basis.
Like
That is me, you an ambassador.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Corals are pretty, don't touch them. Just look at them.
Yeah.
Or any...
Pretty, look at them. Matlab, when you are scuba diving, like there's some etiquettes that you need to follow. Or
respect, basic,
you're on a beach also, just follow some etiquettes.
Yeah.
Like if you're smoking, don't stub your cigarette in the sand. They're like small things like that.
It took me one beach cleanup to feel like, what the fuck have we been doing? So I was with Afros one of these Saturdays on Versova beach, and वो तो मतलब proper होता है कि you can't do it properly. You have to get down on your knees, you have to मांडी डाल के नीचे बैठो और उठाओ कचरा हाथ से. हाँ, gloves होते हैं. But जो है shoes कपड़े जो तुम पहन के आए हो, बैठो नीचे उठाओ. So sanitary napkins उठाए हैं, plastics उठाए हैं, diapers उठाए हैं, bags full of food. Needles हैं, alcohol bottles, everything. When you pick it up, so this was a great advice that Aisha करके एक climate activist है from Pakistan.
Okay.
I met her in Davos earlier this year. And,
what were you doing in Davos, bro?
The World Economic Forum was happening.
Prep. I don't do last.
Sound like an excited student in a class right now. Sorry.
But so I met her there, and I asked her, I said, what's the one advice you'll give to people who want to care about the environment, just don't know how to start? And she said this, she's like, just plant a tree. And
right.
See that tree didn't survive because of a lot of things, you will give a fuck about the environment. So this is what I'll always say, that go do one beach cleanup.
Right.
Until you pick up those plastics with your hand and put it in a truck for recycling, you will not understand the depth of this conversation.
And what do you, so tell me again, because you fucking take time out for everything, for in terms of climate change, because you're slowly getting to know more and more about
Yeah.
what it is. If you had to sort of, on a daily basis, are there things you've changed
Oh
about?
yeah. But that's the thing. That's another thing. Like my dream, I'll say it out now because I want to put it out in the universe. I don't know how
Do it.
it will happen. It's a very steep mountain. My dream is to make EVS in school a higher rated subject.
Yeah, it's a nothing.
I studied EVS in school, by the way.
But 10
Remember when
marks.
I
You
got
failed
10?
in science, na?
No, in my school, science was optional.
What?
Yeah, it was great. That's I'm such a good
But see,
human
that's what I'm
being.
saying. Now, if more people knew about it, like I went to a state board school and हमें कुछ 10 mark का टेस्ट होता था EVS पे. इतनी पतली सी टेक्स्ट बुक होती थी, कभी-कभी तो होती भी नहीं थी किसी एक टेक्स्ट बुक के लास्ट पेज पे कुछ 4
But एक बात बताओ, environmental science ना बड़ा, it's a very general knowledge thing. You don't need a textbook for it. It's
No.
what is the right answer?
No.
You know it just bloody.
But that's what I'm saying. I had more marks in arts and sports. And you should really see my drawings and my sport. They're not good.
Really?
So my dream is to bring that change in the curriculum academically with the
EVS.
constitution. Not the constitution, with the board, with the education board. To make environmental studies a slightly higher rated subject so people take it seriously. That way when you grow up
Yeah.
and you have to take responsibility for your environment, it's not a lifestyle change, it's lifestyle.